living in town then and being seeing town now, what are some things that are different?
To be honest, I prefer those days than now. And you does not appreciate it because you does not know how it was.
I don't feel like this person qualifies. What do you think about it?
That's why I admire a person for who they are.
I like that you never give up.
You know, you don't give up. You don't give up. If you're a leader, you have to lead. I have no regrets.
Yeah.
People can say what they want about me,
Yeah.
but it don't matter to me.
Exactly.
My God knows me.
What's going on, everybody? Back again with another episode of The Talk. Today we have a very, 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 very special episode. We are sitting down here with Mr. Ishmael Berkel. I'm very much excited to sit down and talk to you. It's not a lot of times that we get to sit down with elders, someone person is older than us. I'm very interested in learning about how you grew up and how was Stacia before, in the times before and things like that. So looking forward to the conversation. And my first question to you would be, what was it like growing up in Stacia?
Well, this is very interesting. You invited me and I was wondering what you really want.
Yeah.
And I feel proud to be sitting here today with two young people of Stacia.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised the first time I saw you was at Stacia Terminal.
Uh-huh.
And I saw this young person and I asked you who you was. And then you told me who you was. And I mentioned it to your grandmother. And I said from the time I saw this young man, I was so impressed. And I told your grandmother, and she said, yes, that's her grandson. And things like that. And I was very happy. I'm Ishmael Berkel. I was born on the island of St. Eustatius in the year 1933. So, you know, I am fading out now for all those years. But I'm happy to be here. And I'm happy that I can do anything that will make you happy. Now, Stacia, as a boy, was very quiet. And it is still quiet.
Yeah.
And I was born down street in the house where the tourist office is now.
Okay.
This is next from the Catholic Church. That was my neighborhood. And still my neighborhood, because where you're born is where your heart is.
Yes.
That's my treasure. And so I'm happy to know that that I could have done all that I did for my family and for the community and for friends, counsel, guidance, advice, and things like that. And there were those who willingly accept. And I am happy to be here with you both today, and hope that what you are doing will be a success and a benefit not only to you, but to the community of St. Eustatius.
When you say you have done different things, what have you done on Stacia throughout the years?
Oh, well, I was not employed by government, but I give my service through organizations. So I was, before I go to that, I was born a Seventh-day Adventist, from a Seventh-day Adventist family. And my parents, I have to give thanks to them, because they was not plain Christians. My father was a very serious man. He was a very quiet man. He never talked much, you know. You never see him out on the streets. We live in town, but we had a property at Lynch, so we would go out there, we tend to the animals, he would plant, we would have to plant, we'll have to take the animals down by the sea, there's a well, and we had to take the animals down there for water. We had to prepare them for emptying, and the animals was not roaming like now, you know. The farmers in those days prepared, they was planting their garden, and all of them had either a cow or they had some sheep, they had some goats, but they took care of them. It is now that the boys want to be around town, laughing and gaffing and doing what they want to do,
Yeah.
and have hundreds and hundreds of goats and sheep just roaming all through the cows, just roaming all through the place. They don't have any land and want to have these animals roaming and being a nuisance to other people.
Yeah.
It was not like that. Everybody had their little animals, and they had their donkeys. We had no cars, we had no trucks. They had their donkeys, and every boy had his donkey. We after school. Now I went to the government school.
That was where?
That was the building right next from where Paris is
The
now.
old school.
Yes,
Yeah.
the old
So
school.
the government school also called the Governor de Graaf School then as well, or that changed?
No, we used to call it the public school.
Okay.
In those days. So we was going to the public school, and my first teachers was Gatty Van Putten. They named the Gwendolyn Putten School after her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But she was my first teacher. In fact, we had little private schools. And right in front of the Methodist church on the north side, there was a lady who had a little house there. And she had like a little kindergarten school, let's name it so.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything about kindergarten, but Miss Busby had her school. There was another lady down where Ronnie Quarter built that little guest house.
Yeah.
Another old lady was there, and she had a little private school too. She was Miss Henny. And so they had these little schools that families used to take the children in the morning. We had no slate, we had no, we had nothing.
Yeah.
So there was a picture she had in the house. And every morning you had to repeat what was written under it, kept by the power of God.
Oh, nice.
And in the afternoon when you're leaving, you're saying, now the day is over, night is drawing nigh. And then when you leave, she'll pray with you. And when you was leaving, you had to repeat, kept by the power of God. And she was a very
That will stick with you as well.
Yes, well, I mean, as a child,
Yeah.
those things remain with you,
Yeah.
And it was fun. You play, you didn't have running water, you had outside toilets and things like that. The young people does not know the privilege, even some of the old ones today does not know the benefits and the privileges they have today. We did not have that. Now I really enjoy boyhood days. Our neighborhood was always a quiet neighborhood. There's where I grew up. I was born in the neighborhood on a Saturday afternoon, 3:00. And yes,
Okay.
in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And there is where I grew up, and there is where I cherish. It was 11 of us. I was the last boy, and I had my sister who was the last child. So all of them didn't leave me. So I know them all well, and I don't have children of my own. I could have been married like everybody else and things like that. But in 1975, I was living in Curacao. 1957, I was living on Curacao.
How old were you when you left to go?
Very young, my early 20s.
Okay.
Yes. And so I lived there for 5 years. I went in 1972, and my father wrote me a letter I left in 1952. And my father wrote me a letter in 1957 asking me if I would come home to be with them because they was getting down in age.
Yeah.
And I didn't hesitate. I came immediately. I was in love with a girl from Aruba. We met in Bonaire at camp. And so we was corresponding. Shortly after that, we was corresponding and planning to, to settle down.
Yeah.
And after my father wrote me that letter, I wrote her right away and I told her that I'm coming home because of so, and hoping that he will settle down and she would come, but that didn't happen. After when I thinking and we talking about coming, she wrote me and she told me that she not leaving her family in Aruba to come to Stacia.
Yeah.
And she's still alive.
Oh, okay.
So you still have contact?
We don't have contact, but whenever I go to St. Croix,
Yeah.
I would always see her at church.
Oh, nice.
Or she would come by my cousins for Sabbath lunch and
Yeah.
things like that. So we wasn't enemies.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that was her choice.
Yeah.
And you respect people's choice.
Exactly. Exactly.
And there was different ones that I can mention. They don't make sense anyway.
Yeah.
Some parents get on very ignorant and things like that, because one of them that I was interested on, her father got on like a fool. Her mother and them feel like, and things like that. But I live to hear her mother saying, better she had married Ishmael.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't regret anything.
Exactly.
What is your opinion when it comes to that? Like sometimes you will have like parents do want to choose who their child, son or daughter would like to be with. I wouldn't choose, but you do have those who will be like, no, I don't feel like this person qualifies. What do you think about that?
Well, we were Seventh-day Adventists, and they were not Seventh-day Adventists. And so they feel. And for me, I didn't give two kicks. She was a very nice girl.
Yeah.
And she still is a nice old lady.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in a while because she got married and she lived on St. Martin, and she's still there on St. Martin.
Yeah.
But that's the past, and you don't worry yourself about
Exactly.
all those things. She lived her life. Her husband, who she got married to, he died, and she is still alive. And I am still here, and I'm happy. I have no regrets.
Yeah.
People can say what they want about me,
Yeah.
but it don't matter me.
Exactly.
My God knows me.
Yes. Yes.
And I am satisfied. I had a beautiful life.
Yeah.
I work and I tour the world.
I wanted to ask you, for example, like you came from a fairly big family. You said you live right there in town, there in the building where the tourist department is. With a big family it's kind of a smaller type of house. How did you all live in a house like that?
Well, what happened? When my father bought that property, my third sibling, Statian, and them father was the first to be born in that house.
Okay.
So by the time I came along, they left. My father sent 3 of them to Trinidad to school there. It was Caribbean Training College.
Yeah.
Now today it's Caribbean Union College. The name was changed, must see 2 or 3 times. It was Caribbean Training College, then it was Caribbean Teachers College, and then now it's Caribbean Union College. And my 2 elder brother and sister, my father sent them from here to Trinidad to that school. And so 3 was gone.
Okay.
And then after, 2 other brothers went to St. Thomas and whatnot, for people used to go to St. Thomas for employment. And so they started leaving.
Yeah.
So to make room for us, the smaller ones,
Yeah.
So it was very nice. And the neighborhood was a very quiet neighborhood. People look at us as the elites living in an area like that. When my father bought that house, the governor went to him and asked him if he would sell him that spot so he can build the governor house there.
Yeah.
And then he would give my father land down where the governor house is now,
Yeah.
but that was government property. And my father told him he can't pay for that.
Is right?
Yes,
Right? Yeah.
yes, he can't pay for it. So he knew that he was not going to get it.
Yeah.
But I live in that neighborhood, very close to the Catholic Church. We were very good neighbors to the nuns, to the priests. It was no prejudice. You 7 day, and our neighbors was Kenneth Van Putten, his mother. They all were Methodists.
Okay.
We had another family next door, 3 other families in that area who was Catholic families. Then we had Leonard Sprott, his parents, and then we had the living above us, and they was Methodist. They always Methodist
Yeah.
around us. We was only Seventh-day Adventists around the neighborhood, and we had no prejudice going on.
Yeah.
The only little thing is if Adventists then start keeping some outdoor revival, then people get touchy,
Yeah.
you know. But people must have a choice. You do what you have to do,
Exactly.
and things like that. But apart from that, I had a beautiful life,
Yeah.
and I am happy.
Yeah.
And if I die tonight, you can say, I I had a beautiful life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine what was like living in town then and seeing town now. What are some things that are different?
Well, it's a lot different to then, because as children, we had no playground to go to. Well, I mean, they had playground because down at Fiscal, where the Gwendolyn from Button School, and they had the cricket field there. And they used to do social activities down there because it was big and open and things like that. Nothing was built down there. The furthest house down was where Dorrit has her clinic now.
Okay.
Yes. Paula Donner, who was a teacher, she was teaching at a Catholic school. And her sisters, she had one sister, she was a nurse at the hospital. And the doctors wasn't coming home to death. You took sick, you called the doctor, and he would come to the house, in those days.
Yeah.
Now, today, you have to go to the doctor. He not coming unless it's a real
Exactly.
emergency.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Exactly.
But that was the difference then. And now, the police station was in the fort.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The police station was upstairs in the fort. The governor's office was in the fort. That long building at the far end as you go in on the south, that was the governor's office, the secretary's office, the post office, and things like that.
Yes, I did hear the post office was in the
Yes, the post office wasn't there. And then we had police who used to, the jail wasn't there. The old jail is still there.
Yeah.
It's the old prison. And
Is that the one that have like I think 3 or 4?
it's a stone building, and it has just one roof.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what
Okay.
you
I know what
saying.
you mean. Yeah.
You go in, and then there was like the playground, let's put it so,
Yeah, yeah.
where the prisoners would come out
Yeah.
and they would sit there. But it had the different little rooms.
Yes, I saw
know.
it. I was wondering what it was.
Yes, that was the old police station. And then they used to have on the outside, if your animal get away and go in somebody's garden, and that person really takes care of the animals, you'll give it to them.
Yeah.
And some who was a little careless, they would take it to the pound. So they'll take that animal there, and then you have to go to the police station and pay a little fee to get your animal out of the pound, but with a lot of restrictions.
No.
Take care of it and don't let it happen
Yeah.
again, and stuff like
But the
that.
police had more work then.
Well,
Because then you had the animals. No,
yes,
it's
but
different.
it was like a big family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Police was like a big family. We lived close to the police station.
Yeah.
And they used to close a certain time in the night. And you would hear them talking with the neighbors. They would have to patrol the street.
Yeah.
And they would go all up through the north, walking and come in the
Imagine
south.
that, walking.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun for them. And when it reached a certain hour, they would come and you'll hear them sitting in front of our house until that time for them to go to the police station again to relieve so that the others will come out and do the same thing what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how it was,
Wow.
you know. Now you have police. I don't know who is police.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't see them.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
You know.
It's true.
So the governor's office was in the fort. The police office was upstairs in the fort, and they ring the bell every hour, and they can see the whole bay, the
Yeah.
lower town. So they had good.
You said it was ringing the bell every hour now. We know that the bell rings here twice a day.
Yeah.
These 12
No,
o'clock
no.
and 6
No.
o'clock.
6, 12, and 6, I think.
Yes, 6,
Yeah,
12, and
12
6.
is-
Yeah. 6, 12, and 6.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
that was done just to keep the tradition.
Okay.
But every hour they used to ring.
Okay.
You know, I think it rang till up to 9 o'clock in the night. And then 6 in the morning, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, until 6 again.
And do you know if they had one person checking every hour, or did they do
Well,
rotation?
the police on duties, they rang
Oh,
the
the
bell.
police is one on.
They rang the bell and things like that. So the police, they was active and they was friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, your great-grandfather, Brown, he was one of the majors, let's put it so.
I didn't
You
even know
didn't?
that.
They give you
Yeah.
some?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he used to live in the house that got burned down, where Lindo office was.
Okay, I know what you mean.
In that,
Yeah.
yes, in that
Yeah.
house. They used to live in that house as brigadier. They used to call him in those days.
Yeah.
The brigadiers. So he was one of the brigadiers. He used to live in that house, and then after he came to the house where they have right not far from it. You know where he used to live. Oh well, you doesn't know much about your grandfather.
No?
But when you're coming across from the old butcher stall and you turn rather than going up like you're going to Spanner or you're going down to go to Leverock, you continue across. And the house on the right-hand side coming across, that wooden house was your great-grandfather's house.
I had no idea.
Yes.
I didn't know.
No, you know.
Yeah. But now I know, yeah. But I didn't
Yes.
know that.
And I passed here the other day and I said, look how they just leaving this house, you know. I would hate to see my parents' house
Yeah.
go like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we did, my sister and I, one of my brothers said to us, we always had little family meetings. And he said to us, he said, we're talking about everything. We're not talking about the property down the street. What can we do with that? For I wouldn't want my children to grow at the rate things is going, where families is leaving their properties.
Yeah.
And then he said, I wouldn't want my children to tell nobody that's my grandparents' property.
Yeah.
And the place is a shamble. So he said, let us decide what we're going to do. If someone in the family want to buy, you know, let's sell it to them. Or if you have some plan, let's decide what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So then I said, I'm interested. And my baby sister, she said, I'm interested. So we decided to buy.
Okay.
And then just as we start to accumulate funds, we said, what we're going to do with this place, we're going to have it restored. We have our family foundation. We'll put it in the family foundation for health, education, and recreation.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
So that materialized. And after we told them, one or two of them had gotten their pay. And the others say, oh, this is a good idea. So since they don't give me anything.
Yeah.
So then the rest money that we had, we was able then to start to talk about restoring the house.
Yeah.
But just as that plan came up, the historical corps came up. And I was a part of the historical corps. There's where I give a lot of I didn't work for government. I did my own business,
Yeah.
landscaping. And all that I put it into. And so we was able then to get 90% grant
Wow.
and 10% we had to
Investment.
pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how we got the house restored.
So where you were referring to that you have the education and recreational, is it caused by Lynch you're referring to?
No, that's the foundation the foundation status that it's health, education. That's why I was able to start the school.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You know, that's a story
Education,
by
yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Education.
Yeah.
And you try to promote education. That's why I have the dome out there.
Yes.
You know, and the school was out there. I started the after school program in my garage.
Wow.
Yes, I had my garage, and I just take everything. I had a garage with office space,
Yeah.
2 rooms, and bath and toilet. And so if anybody come, I can meet them like we meet here. But the main office was a next section.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I am. So when
That's a beautiful story.
when the idea came up came up now with the school, I started and I had to take everything out because I used to keep my tractors and the lawnmowers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
in that space.
Yeah.
And so I took out everything and started the after school program
Where did the inspiration come from?
from God. You know, I never fool around when I have good ideas.
Nice.
And that's how I live. So the inspiration was not from me. So man could have fight and they could have do, but they could not succeed because this was God's inspiration. Many times God talking to us, but we want to have our own way
Yeah.
and do our own thing, and it don't work that way. If He give you an inspiration, jump at it. Now I did a lot of things in this community. I was president of the Historical Foundation. And I don't go into things. I was simply born this way.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to go to no university to do anything. I was registered at Lehman's College in the States to go there to study interior, exterior decorating. And when I went to the States, you know, a spirit came to me and said, "You was a fool. God gave you such a good talent. Now you're going to pay money to somebody to teach you the same thing what God gave you."
That you know already.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just cut that off.
Yeah.
I never went to Lehman.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who come from all parts of the world to see what I am doing,
I know that for sure. I know that for sure.
you know? And so I don't have to worry about anything. My life was planned by God, and I followed the instructions, and I have no regrets. Absolutely.
I have a curious question. By the old school, well, the school that you went to back then, there's a building behind of it, made out of stone. What was that?
That was a hurricane. You're talking about
Yes,
now.
I think that's very specifically you're talking about.
No, I was talking about now the Adventist school.
No, in the opposite
Yes,
rivers
yes.
behind there. What was that?
They have that. That was a hurricane shelter.
Okay.
So people would go there, and with the hurricane, people will always go there. It had the little kitchen. They would cook. They would do what they have to do until everything was calm.
Okay.
So that what you see behind there was a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, I was always watching it and wondering what exactly, because some people say they used to cook stuff, and then some people say it was a hurricane shelter, so I kind of try to figure out what
It was a hurricane shelter.
Okay.
Yes.
Which included all of what he mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes, and the backyard was for the school, so you play, and everything
Yeah.
in the grounds there.
Yeah.
And they had the toilets in the back. So that's why I said in the beginning how youngsters today are so fortunate
Yeah.
because they know nothing about all that
Exactly.
we went through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they
yeah.
have flush toilet and they think it was
always so. They think-
always so.
Yeah.
They have running water and they think it was always so.
Yeah.
As children, lots of children had to go by these wells there by the where the guy have the water plant now. They had to go there, go by the roadside and catch water and bring it on their head and
Yeah?
stuff, yes, to take home, to wash with, to wash the dishes, to do anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. Now they have running water.
Exactly. And they didn't know that all the work you had to go through to even.
Yes,
Wow.
get water.
Yeah.
So it was very nice in those days. To be honest, I prefer those days than now.
I was gonna ask you that too.
Yes. If I had to go back, I'll go back then.
Yeah. Why would you say so?
Well, because it was a much more healthier life. It was a healthier environment. You know what I mean? The things, physical exercises you got. Now today, I mean, people just sitting down and on the corners when I pass certain areas and see
Yeah.
young people not doing anything and sitting down there. I did a lot in this community and I'm satisfied. I have no regrets. I was president of the Historical Foundation and I got projects. I got some good projects for this island. All those cemeteries that you see fence about the hospital.
Yes.
I got those projects for fencing those, for everything was just open.
Oh, okay.
Everything was just open. You come down, you see it nice,
Yeah.
and you does not appreciate it because you does not know how it was.
Exactly.
But
So it was just open.
it was just open and
Yeah.
people going, backward and forward to find the animals and things like that. And I sent up that project to Curacao Department of Development Corporation.
Yeah.
And I had a very good board. And I was fortunate to have an excellent secretary
Yeah.
and treasurer. And we work hard together. In those days, I mean, and I see certain things now, plans that you had on paper now being materialized, and I feel pleased to know that you had all that. Our first building that we had was below the hospital. They had a building there. The doctors used to live in that building. And we asked the government and they gave us there where we could have set up the foundation office space.
Okay.
And it was fun.
Yeah. What was the what would be, I mean, it might be hard to choose, but what project are you the most proud of?
I,
Yeah.
all the projects that I did, not only those two cemeteries, they down by the Methodist Church on the cemetery there, we fixed those walls.
Yeah.
You know, the other bars that you see, they was there, and we fixed those walls, back and side and on Skull side. We fixed all that place.
Yeah.
Then we had the Dutch Reformed Church. Yeah, I got the restoration for the first time for the Dutch Reformed Church.
Yeah.
And when it was almost finished, the young said to me, he said, money going to leave back, like going back to Holland. I said, what you said? He said, money going to leave back, and going back to, I said, not to my dead body.
Yeah.
Now, this is the kind of person I
Yes.
was. And I'm not saying it now, but he will tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
I had then a request. Archaeologists came in from William and Mary in the States. And when they came, they went to the government, Lopes and Woodley, and they talked with them and whatnot. And then they came to the historical board and said, well, who they are, what their plans are, what they would like to see accomplished. And I was happy.
Yeah.
And so they came to talk with us. So I went to the government because they told me to spoke with the government. So I went to the government alone. I didn't go with no one. And I talked with Lopes and Woodley. And Lopes turned to me and he said, don't worry with those damn fools. They always come with these big ideas and big plans and they turn off and you never hear nothing again. Well, I said to them, I said, well, Woodley didn't say anything, but this was the reaction I got from Lopes. So I said to him, I said, well, I did not get that impression. They told us they spoke with the government and this is what their plans is. And this was down in March, April.
Yeah.
And they're talking about coming to start work in June and July.
Yeah.
So I spoke with them very, very seriously with the board.
Yeah.
And I went to the government and I told them that was the reaction I got. I said, well, I didn't get that. So they said to me, I went back to the board and I talked again with these men to be sure that they were serious. They said, yes, they are serious. They can bring in maybe 20 odd students,
Yeah.
to start doing archaeology in this
Yeah.
place. So that Reformed church was in process then, and the balance of money was supposed to go back to Holland. The archaeologists came, and when they came with 20 odd students
Wow.
and professors.
Just like they say.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I went, but before then, I've been speaking with them. I said to Lopes and Woodley, I said, if you give us the authority, the support, we will work with these people. And then Mr. Woodley said to me, he said, Mr. Berkel, go right ahead and you have my support.
Yeah.
And so I went right ahead, contacted the folks, tell them everything is all right, and where they up in the Princess, where you see they build those homes, they had a hotel started there.
Oh, okay.
And so that area was vacant. The guy didn't continue the hotel. I mean, the building was there, it was in operation, and we housed those people there.
Okay.
When they came the first morning, we made local soup. And when they
Yes,
came, we
nice.
served them all a little, but in the calabash bowls.
Oh, nice.
Really
know,
a cultural welcome.
Yes,
Yeah.
as the welcome. And they was happy.
Yeah.
And we started working with those people. But what happened now, they started working, and when I was told that this amount of money would leave back and going back, I have to go back to Holland, I said, not on my dead body.
Yeah.
So I got Mr. Barker, took him to Whitehall, and I said, I want you to do a project here for me. And this is urgent. I said, I want you to do some digging here. Whatever your findings are, give me a good report. And then I told him why. And he went out there with a little team, and they did digging out there, and all what they find, they brought to the Historical Foundation. He gave me a fine report, and I was able to send that up to Curacao to the department and tell them that I understand that this amount of X amount of money will remain back from the Dutch, and that they can give us the okay to use that money to restore Fort De Windt. So what you see out there is what was done during my time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I have no regrets.
Yeah.
The cannons was I had them built, and put on stands. Only I had them in green, now they're in red.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when
So you're the one who those cannons were just abandoned.
they was
so,
just
so
abandoned.
then it took you to put them on. I remember the color you say, green.
Yes, we had them paint. When we had them all fixed, it was fixed and
Oh.
painted green.
Wow.
So those green cannons is what I had
You did,
done.
yeah.
Mhm. So now they're red.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
talking with the historian here, and he said, well, according to the history, there was always red. I don't condemn him
Yeah, yeah.
because he's the historian.
Yes.
I did
And
what
green is your favorite color as well.
Yeah.
So I got that project with them
true.
from the money that left back from the Dutch Reformed Church.
Yeah.
And I also, if you're walking going from the fort to the Dutch Reformed Church, now I observe quite a lot because you're dealing with strangers.
Yeah.
The historical foundation is giving the history and not you wish that your people will grasp it. But it's people who come in from overseas now coming to North your island
Exactly.
and whatnot. You have to give them the tours and whatnot. So I had everything set. And when we got that money, you'll notice when you're walking from the fort going to the Dutch Reformed Church in the back there, you're going to see a little building.
Yeah.
That was public toilets I put there. That in case tourists come in and they want to relax themselves,
wow.
they could go there.
Wow.
For we had no toilets in the area. And they can go there. It was not easy because now you had to get the water in to go up in the roof so that they can flush. So I had boys who was working and we had that done. And then you'll notice under some trees, they have a little bench.
Yes.
You can sit there and watch over at the sea,
Yeah.
you know, and look around. So the fort was restored. The Dutch Reformed Church was restored. Well, the fort was not restored by us. But that was after, and then I got that restoration, and the balance of money from there did white wall.
What the way? Yeah.
You know, that's how I operate.
Wow.
Then we had an historical core area.
Yeah.
So by the public school, we did restoration on that building that you was asking about.
Yeah.
We did a restoration there. We put some steps there that the tourists can come and walk either from the front coming up through that building and walk and come on the other side
Yeah.
of the road and take you back. The park was done, the restoration of the Wilhelmina Park. That was done by the Historical Foundation, the Dutch Reformed Church.
Yeah.
And then we had the Historical Corps and all that. The Salem Cemetery was done, but that was poorly done. So when I later went and now she got that redone.
Yes.
And it really,
Yes.
really presentable,
Yes.
Nice.
you know?
Yes.
So quite a lot of things was done. Now I had the beautification of the lower town, which is down the bay.
Yeah.
And beautiful plants, oleanders and whatnot. It was a pleasure to walk down there through a beautiful garden right up under the cliff.
Yeah.
Was nice plants and the lawn and everything. And that was from the guardhouse going up. Now, one afternoon, I had a group who work in the morning, and then I had a group who come in the afternoon for wetting the plants. And that's how things went so fast.
Yeah.
And the plants grew so fast, and the flowers started coming, and people started, you know. So it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
And one afternoon, the government had just put in that little jetty that you see there. And for the yachts and things, when they come, they can. So yachts was in, and some people came off the yachts and they was walking, going down the bay. And it was just myself with the boys. But I noticed one gentleman went behind one of the oleander tree and he urinate. And I said, no, that's not good.
Exactly.
That's not good. And so I talked with the board. I told them what I saw, and I told them I don't think that is good. And what we should be doing now is find a place on the bay that you would be able to give information to people when they come, and they should be able to. So I asked them for that place where that West Tinapa is now. And the little building was built by the Historical Foundation.
Oh, wow.
So I got that. I decided, I went to Lopes in Woodley again, and I asked them about this lot,
Yeah.
right where that little building is. They said, well, that time the GB, it was GB, not Tuco, GB. They said, GB have that for building the electric plant. I said, what? I said, you all can just put in a little jetty there to bring tourists in and go put an electric plant there as a welcome. I said, no, that's not good enough. But they had done make the plan with GB.
Yeah.
I went on the plane to St. Martin and I talked to Mr. Lamberts. I don't know if you know Mr. Lamberts, he's dead now, but he was the director of the plan for the three islands. And I spoke with him. I said, Mr. Lamberts, so is the case, and blah, blah, blah. And I explained to him. And right there and then he said to me, he said, you have the place. He said, we can go higher up.
Yeah.
So where you see the plan is, was supposed to be down there where that little building is, and they went higher up. Now, it was not easy.
Yeah.
Because now I have now to contact now the Department of Development Corporation to get money now to build that little building. I got a print done. I sent it up to them. They turned it down. And I never take no for an answer.
Yeah.
They turned it down. And I said to the board, like I told you, a good secretary. And I had a very good financial officer. They turned it down, and I said to Jan, Jan, we have to send this project up again. But this is what I want done. I went to the immigration to find out the amount of guests and yachts that come in and that come through that angle, and by plane, the amount of tourists that come in and whatnot, and they give me all the figures. I got her now to put that thing together.
Yeah.
And she was one I only had to give her the topic and she'd fly with it. And she came back and she said, tell me if you're pleased with this. And I could, like I'm talking with you now, I can talk with her and she can turn off and go. And 2 minutes she's back with everything put together. She was really good.
Yeah.
I like that you never give up.
You don't give up. You don't give up. If you're a leader, you have to lead.
Yeah.
And I got that information and I sent it up to them. And then I wanted an expansion on the beautification project from the bay to the airport.
Yeah.
So if you see any oleanders plant on the road going to the airport, they was planted by me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And up in Glasgow, that place was beautiful.
Glasgow, yes.
Yes, that place was beautiful.
Yeah.
Those steps was nicely kept. Oleanders and stuff was
it was
planted on there. You
nice.
can beautiful.
Yeah.
and they just leave everything.
When you look
Yes,
top down,
yeah.
it's a nice view.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything. They just left everything go. But coming back to that project now, I went to Curacao for an expansion on the beautification from the airport, from the bay to the airport. And now for the confirming of that information center, I had a print, everything put together. When I tell you everything properly put together, and I got on the plane, I went to Curacao, and I talked to them. And then the project for that little building, I took up last.
Yeah.
They approved everything. And I said, now I have another project. And I give them again a new print of that little information building.
Yeah.
And I explained. And they said, you'll hear from us. Within 2 weeks, I got an okay.
Yeah.
Josiah Daniel and Faf,
Faf,
Clifford,
yeah.
they built that little building. The two of them built that little building.
I didn't even know because I know Faf. I know Faf has cut my hair. He's cut my hair and stuff.
Yes,
So I
he
didn't
cut
even
my
know that.
hair too,
Yeah.
but he was on the board of the Historical Foundation too. But I got the okay 2 weeks after from them to go right ahead with that building.
Yeah.
And Lambert said to me, he said, when the building is finished, you'll get your boys to dig the trench and we will give you current free.
Wow.
Oh, perfect.
So then they dig the trench
Yeah.
when it was ready, and they pulled GB, bring the current in, and we had current free.
Wow.
And that place was built, and someone was there every day, so that when yachts come in, or any tourists,
Yeah.
they can go there. They didn't have to go behind the bush
Exactly.
to go urinate
Yeah.
and things like that. That was the purpose for what that was built for.
I like that you didn't look at the problem, but you tried to find a solution to it.
Well, after GB tell me I have the land, all I had to do was to,
Execute.
yes.
Yeah.
So then I can tell them that I have the land, I had everything, I have government approval, and I have everything set. And so that's how I got that.
Yeah.
And it grieved me when I see today others who does not know the reason and the purpose go take that little place and rent it to somebody as a gift, as a shop.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But what we did, ladies who did crochet, who did all their little craft and things like that, was brought there.
To have
And
it
it
there to
was,
sell.
and when tourists come, they sell. The foundation get a small percentage. The other one get and the others get.
It's a nice, beautiful vision.
You know, and people today who does not know, they only want the name to go do the same thing. And the government was they had a subsidy where the ones who was there was being paid, and all they had to do was to just stay there. And it was kept clean, and it was kept nice, but where there's no vision, we perish.
And also,
Exactly.
it's important for you to know
Yeah.
your history behind it, because some persons might not really know, okay, that this was a purpose, this was a plan.
Then I have a question. How do we, as for example, our age, how do we become known to information like this? Because it's only when we sit with you is we get to understand, and then you sit back and be like, wow, this was here, or that was here. How do we, as a community, get more information out there so persons can know exactly what happened before them?
From me, I mean, I have a lot of information I can give, and things like that, if it's used wisely,
Yeah.
that the generations to come will know. And I mean, I give people information all the time. I have the museum. I started a museum in town. You see that museum what I have in town?
Yeah.
Let me give you the story of how that came. Now, when Princess Beatrix became queen, she came to the island the first time. The museum building I told you before was below the hospital.
Yeah.
So we had a museum building there, and she came to visit the museum. So I had to give her the tour. We had a nice exhibition. We did not have the exhibitions like they have now, but we had a nice art exhibition with some little old things, that we borrowed from families,
Nice.
tables and chairs and whatnot. So we had little. That was our start.
Yeah.
And so when I gave her the tour, at the end of the tour, I gave her, when she was leaving, I gave her 3 slave beads, one for each of the boys. And she was so impressed. I mean, she did not show too much, but she was so impressed.
Yeah.
And she took them, for the boys. So when she came now with the boys to introduce them to the islands and things like that, she had to introduce them to me,
Yeah.
the one who sent the slave beads for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So I had a nice program, and that was after she left and she went and gave them the slave beads. So when they come now, little young men, and they were so happy to
Yeah.
meet me and whatnot. And that's why the eldest boy and I got so close. So people might see, but they does not know the
The
connection.
story behind, yeah.
I don't know if anybody in this island had a letter from the royal family. I have a letter. I got a letter when he made his apology on slavery in Holland. He invited myself and Spanner,
Yeah.
Joshua.
Yeah. Yeah.
We went. But Joshua was supposed to be the caretaker for me, really.
Yeah.
We all traveled together.
Yeah.
But there was concern about my age, making 90 to travel. If I'm able, they wanted to know if I need toilet assistance, if I need
Oh,
this,
wow.
if I need that. They wanted to know everything. And from the time I left from here, and it's like they was tracing me.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
It was like from the time I left from here, and we left from here the day before we have to take the KLM in St. Martin. From the time before I left from here, I had a call from the King's Cabinet. When I got to St. Martin, I had a call from the King's Cabinet. The next morning I got up, I had a call from the King.
Wow.
They want to know how the hotel accommodation,
Everything.
if I'm comfortable, if this and that.
Wow.
Did you ever
That
walk
is
up?
an experience.
Did you ever walk up the KLM staircase to go upstairs? They tell me they have everything they wanted, and if I needed toilet assistance, and they have me book wheelchair to the plane, but I can walk up the ramp.
Yeah.
And when I got up the ramp, I board the plane first.
Wow,
They took me
nice.
out first.
Yeah.
Oh, that is nice.
Now,
yeah.
just Joshua was supposed to, but he came in after.
Yeah.
And when I walk up, and the stewardess got up. Good afternoon, Mr. Berkel. Welcome to flight, blah, 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 blah,
Wow.
blah. And she carried on.
That is a moment.
I'm telling you,
Wow.
I traveled this world.
That's a
I
beautiful
never had
moment to
that
remember.
nowhere.
Imagine that.
And then she took me, she said, what is she know better than me, all of us. What is your seat number? And she said, okay, just go in and turn and you will see your seat number.
Wow.
And I went and I had special seat number. Joshua too. But he didn't, since they had vacant seats, he said. But the flight had on people for Trinidad and whatnot. So I had, where I was sitting, they had mostly one vacant seat. But when we got to Trinidad now, it was just myself and another guy from St. Martin. But like I was on this end of the aisles, this other guy was on the other end of the aisles, and then you had Joshua was on this other side from me.
Yeah.
So why? When we leave, now I had like 3-4 seats that I could have slept the night.
Yeah.
So that's how they planned it for me.
Yeah.
That I could
Wow.
have
So
been
you can be comfortable as possible, relaxed.
and I was comfortable. When I got up the morning, the stewardess came. Good morning, Mr. Berkel. I see you. I passed here a few times through the night and I saw you had a wonderful rest. She said, but I didn't come for that.
Yeah.
She came for that. She said, but I didn't come for that. I come to tell you that our flight is almost ready to land. And when it lands and you come off the flight, you take, as you come out, you take the entrance all the way down. And the wheelchair will be there waiting for you. So I went out, we walked down, and they was there with the wheelchair, sat in the wheelchair, and they took me. You know, they had quite a few persons, but then they took me to another section where everybody now was on this trolley that would take you to where you had to go.
Yeah.
And so everything went smooth. When I got to the hotel that morning, as I can get into my room, the phone rang.
Oh,
I'm telling
hey,
you,
it's true.
the,
Can tell why you
the
they
phone
track you.
rang.
Yeah.
And they wanted to know, how is everything? How was the flight? Was so, blah, 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 blah,
Service.
blah. And I had to explain them everything, that I'm comfortable. I like the hotel where I am and things like that. And they kept minutely, daily
Monitoring to make sure
monitoring.
everything.
Yes. The last thing I got from them before I left, they said, we were told, but I had already made an request because I wanted to go to the chapel where the king in them is inaugurated and where they're buried and whatnot. So I went to the old chapel and the new chapel. The new chapel is where Queen Juliana is.
Yeah.
And they, beautiful.
Imagine.
Now where she is, trees and garden,
That's what needed, yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah.
Real
beautiful.
nice. Yeah.
But I didn't go down, but I had the videos where you can watch everything
Yeah.
and you can see everything, all where how they took the body down on their shoulder, you know, you saw the whole ceremony.
That is nice.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I spent almost the whole day there.
Yeah.
But they had a guy who went with me. They had two persons. If this girl didn't come, this guy would always come.
Yeah.
Or they would always call and said, don't forget so.
Yeah.
When we were supposed now to go to the park, when the king was going to give now his thing. People. And they came, they said, don't miss the bus.
Yeah.
So I had to go in time. The bus was there.
Yeah.
I got up this Saturday morning, got dressed, and the bus took us.
Yeah.
And when they took us, they was there to meet me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Took me in, took my passport,
Yeah.
registered me. Then when everything was ready, they came, they brought my passport, and then they escort me to know where my seat will be.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on the long front row, long.
Yeah.
So this is the king here. I was on this side, and a lot of other people on that
Yeah.
side, and whatnot.
It
And
had to be an experience.
yes, but there was a lady who worked with the king,
Yeah.
and she came special to meet me. She didn't say that, but I got to find out that. And she was here a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes. And called me and came special because I made pictures with her.
Yeah.
And I have the pictures framed and on display. She was shocked. She was shocked when
Yeah.
she come to see our picture. And then I made a picture too of Liberia Peters.
Yeah.
She was there too, you know, and so she came special to meet me here, because when I was there, she came special to meet me
Yeah.
this Saturday morning. But she was like a foreigner, and she knew where my seat was.
Yeah.
So she went up ahead of me. And when she went up, she was in the area where the Curacao people in St. Martin
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
of us was in that location. But I got a little suspicious because when I walk in coming up the aisles now to make the turn in, I saw in front of me the distance, the same lady. And I saw people standing, and I'm suspecting what's going on. She's telling them about me. And she was telling them about me
Yeah.
and how old they think my age had them.
Yeah.
And I was nicely dressed, I
I
was
could
sharp.
imagine.
Yeah.
I could imagine.
And I saw them as I get closer, they would play like they ain't noticing me. That kind of attitude.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, so I sat down. Remy was with me. And he had, they gave him an umbrella. They was coming to me, but the guy had to turn back. And so Remy took the umbrella and we walked, but it was in the sun.
Yeah.
And I took my seat, and then it was rain started to fall.
Yeah.
So I was under the umbrella, and here these people now taking care of this old man.
Yeah.
And one of them take off his jacket and give it to me to put on, so I don't get wet and all the rest of it. And that time the cameramen all on the road wet,
Yeah. They're all on the floor.
all on the floor making pictures of me.
Yeah.
Making pictures of me sitting there. I
Wow.
said, boy, this is something.
Yeah.
It was in a real spotlight there. For sure.
Yes, I was on the spotlight.
Yeah.
And then after everything, then I went to the monument where the king gave his address from, and I make some pictures there. And the moving people for they was here. They know me.
Yeah.
And one of the guys called me and tell me that he's sorry he wouldn't be there, but his holiday was planned, so he's going on holiday.
Yeah.
So he went, but he had the others.
Still to recognize and send
Yes.
you that.
So they was there, they was on the ground and making all kinds. When I came, they told me they showed the whole thing at church.
Yeah.
And they was, oh, look at me. So they told me they saw me
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the audience. But it was a very nice.
Yeah.
And then the Sunday, they had a dinner,
Yeah.
and we all went. The king had a dinner for us. He wasn't there, but all the delegates and thing was there.
That's a
Nice.
really
A real experience.
yes.
And
From beginning.
and there's where the lady again was behind me, and And so she came here a couple of weeks ago. She was here.
Yeah.
And she came to the plantation,
Beautiful.
you know, and she was so pleased.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you my collection of pictures and little tokens
Yeah.
Yeah.
over the years that people give me.
Yeah.
I never throw away anything.
Yeah.
I want you come
Really
and show
would
I'm
you.
gonna
nice
come
to
see it.
see.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So, and I'm still working on because all the newspaper clippings that they had up to yet, people calling me and telling me, what kind of person you is? You was in the newspapers in Holland. Newspapers in Holland.
Yeah.
So I can't complain. I had a beautiful life.
But where did the idea for the Berkel, the museum that you have out there? What was where did the idea come from?
I started the museum in town. I started to tell you that.
Yeah.
With the Queen, I didn't complete it.
Yeah.
When the Queen came, the same time when I gave her the slave beads, I was invited to have dinner with them at the gin house.
Oh, okay.
And so at the gin house, I went for dinner. I'm sitting here, she's sitting there, her husband sitting there, and Doris Panner. I don't know if you know Doris. No, you wouldn't know Doris Panner. But this is Maxie Spanner, them, their mother.
Okay. Okay.
She used to work with Gin House for years as a cook. And so they invited her as an elderly to have dinner with. So she sat beside the prince.
Yeah.
And so while we're sitting there, you know, I'm talking with the Queen, and I want to be very formal because I want to be careful with what I say.
Yeah.
You're talking with these people
Yeah.
and things
Exactly.
like that. And then she said to me, she said, I admire what you are doing because these people know more about you than you know about yourself. And she said, I'm going to give you my private telephone number.
Oh.
And if you have any problems, you can call. When that property came up for sale, we had a private telephone number. And I asked him, the governor, Enriquez was commissioner then, and when I asked him, you're asking them, you know, if they can give me ideas how I can tap here and tap there. As governor, you should know.
Yeah.
You know, commissioner. And he was a damn fool, Enriquez. He was a damn fool, man. Where you think we're going to get money from and blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm not asking you for any money. I'm only asking if we can coin our ideas how we can get money to get this place for the history. No, he was a damn fool. And I was all the time called a damn fool.
Yeah.
I went to the board and I said, you know, we have the Queen private telephone number. This would be a good chance. That's where the museum is now.
Yeah.
It gonna cost money. And an American guy had bought the property, but he was wanted in the States. And they just came in one day and grabbed him and went with him.
Yeah.
So the bank had to get their money. So they put up the place on auction sale for what he didn't pay.
Yeah.
And so
Or a chance to get it back again.
that was the chance now to get this place.
Yeah.
So I sent a telegram. I sent a telegram 3 o'clock the afternoon to the Queen. And 8 o'clock the morning, I was living at the plantation.
Yeah.
I had 2 urgent meetings early that morning, only to show you how God works. And when I left from home to come in for 8 o'clock, when I get going to the house, because now my mother and my sister was living at the plantation, but I had the phone and everything. When I'm going and walking I hear the phone ringing. I had to rush quick and unlock and get inside and wondering who it is calling. And when I went and I pick up the phone, this person said, "Is this von Berkel?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Hold the line. Mr. Whitmarshall wants to talk with you." And this was the same guy from Department of Development Corporation that I'm asking, you know. And turning you and twisting you and all the rest of it. When I pick up the phone, he said, Mr. Berkel, did you send the Queen a telegram? I said, yes, we sent the Queen a telegram. He said, well, she responded and tell them to do everything possible to get that place for the Historical Foundation.
Wow. Wonderful.
That's how they got that
Yeah.
place.
Wow.
You hear what I
Just
tell you?
that.
Wow.
They said to me, do you know anyone else who is going into the bid? I said, well, I heard there's a young guy. This was Alvin Porter. And they said, could you talk with him? I said, yes, I can talk with my people. So I went to Alvin and I tell him, I said, look, I understand you're going into the bid. He said, yes. I said, would you give us the free scope? Because we want to get that place for the Historical Foundation. He said, okay, man, I wouldn't worry. When we went down for the bid, the first man was Alvin. Went in for the bid.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm saying, this man is a fool.
Yeah.
Could he think he can bid against the Queen?
Mm-hmm.
I said, this man's a fool. He went in and he started bid. Now, we had our officers. So Hugh Richardson, I don't know if you know him. Hugh Richardson was the foundation's guy for things like that. So I sitting here, he sitting here, and the Dutch guy from department sitting there. No, the Dutch guy sitting here, I sitting here, and Hugh sitting here. So when Alvin throwed his bid, the guy touched me like this, I touch you. You carry up. And Hugh. So as Alvin gave his figure, Hugh, and that's how it went. And when Alvin feel like he couldn't go anymore, he stopped. We won the bid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We won the bid. That's how they got that place.
Wow.
Wow.
But it's a nice location, centrally located.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
and it's a historical site.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, so those are the projects that I work on for
Yeah.
Stacia. You hear what
Wow.
I tell you?
You walk in
and,
here.
and was successful.
Yeah.
So I can name all the different projects, and I got no salary. No salary.
You gave
Wow.
back so much more to Stacia.
Yes. And so I am grateful. I am thankful. And from then, I had a connection with the royal family.
Yeah.
When the Queen came, I had just started a little after-school program. And she was coming to the island, and she was to visit the museum. I started the museum in town. And then, but I had a good board.
Yeah.
I had good people who, when you had the dreams and they
Believe in
supported.
you. Yeah.
Yes. And I had quite some of these retired Americans, one or two Dutch and local people. We had a very good board.
You know what I like about the whole thing is, like you say, you was going away to study, but then you notice like, hey, I don't have all of this within me. And look at how many things you accomplished around the island. What have you done that we still admire?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I admire a person for who they are, not for what diploma they have.
Yes.
Because a lot of them have diploma and they does not know the value of what they have.
Yeah.
I don't need no diploma. I could have gone to the States and come back and sit around for the government to give me a job. I never depend on that. I came from Curacao. When my parents asked me if I would come to be with them, and I started beautification right in that, and it was not so small now because they've taken a lot of it since traffic and all, right in that little park. I got, and animals wasn't roaming. So I got the oleanders, not the oleanders, the pride of the Barbados, and I got them all planted and had nice little hedges. And the JCs, I was one of the JCs, and we had built benches there. They break them out and put what you see there. But I started that little garden there, and the JCs pick it up, and I was in the JCs, and so that's how I started my community service.
Yeah.
The Catholic used to have every 6 o'clock in the morning, they would have rosary, and so the ladies and whatnot would come down for rosary, and when they finished, they would sit there on the monument. And when it was one morning, I saw them in the scatter and they went. Somebody went and mess on the monument. So when they were sitting down there now, all they can smell was mess.
Yeah. Wow.
So I went out after that and I cleaned it up and I plant flowers. We had a water pipe right under my father's shop window on the side of the road, so I didn't have to wonder where to get water from. And I planted that place and I cleaned it up and made it nice.
Yeah.
And then one morning, the ladies said to Sadler, "Oh, look how nice this boy doing."
Yeah.
And he came and he asked me if I how I would like, after they shame him now, they say it's a shame. What you mean he doing all this for nothing? So after they told him that, then he came one morning around 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I hear a knock under my bedroom window.
Yeah.
And I said, "Who's it?" He said, "It's me, Mr. Sadler." He was commissioner then, deputy then.
Yeah.
And he said, how would you like to work for the government? I said, "Well, I don't have no special gift, but what I'm doing, if I can do it for nothing, I can do it for something." They had persons, and they was paying them almost double the salary that they was paying me to supervise, and I started in Wilhelmina Park.
Imagine that.
Kosher trees and all kind of things was in that place.
Yeah.
And I clean it up and make it something.
Yeah.
You hear what I tell you?
Yeah.
Now the Spanish come and take it over. It means that we don't have no ambition, no pride. But the Spanish people didn't have to come from Santo Domingo to come take over your monument to keep it.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I look
Yeah.
at things. But anyway, they're doing a good job.
Yes. Yeah.
And you can't say that they're not thing.
Yeah.
But where it is where I brought it to.
Yeah.
And I'm satisfied.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I know there are many people who would like to know your 92 years, right? What is your diet like on a daily?
Well, I said that my parents were Seventh-day Adventists.
Yes.
And Seventh-day Adventist has a very high diet because they talk a lot about education, health, and all those things. And there's no organization where I'm concerned, knowing Adventist educational background, I haven't seen any organization in the world that carries a high educational background level like Seventh-day Adventists.
Yes.
And I'm not boasting. I'm saying it humble.
Yeah.
Because the books that you get from Seventh-day Adventists on health, education, and all those things, it's unbelievable. So from there, my parents was very health conscious. My father was very health conscious. We never eat any and anything. We never drink any and anything. So we were simply reared that way. And and there is where I follow the rules of health. So I don't eat anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not, skeptical about anything. I'm not saying we don't eat pork and all this kind of things, or certain fish, because the Bible tell you what kind of fish you should eat
Oh, okay.
in the sea and what kind of animals you should eat.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the pig and certain other animals, we don't eat that.
Yeah.
And I'll eat a little piece of chicken and fish, things like that. There are a lot of things that I don't eat
Yeah.
and things like that. But my breakfast in the morning is 5 local fruits. I don't eat apples and grapes and peaches and all. I used to love peaches.
Yeah.
But for years I haven't eaten those
Yeah.
preserved things. Now my nephew was here for the summer, he and his kids. And he went to the supermarket and he brought, I think, must be 4 apples. And if you come home by me, you're going to see those 2 of those apples there from July till now. And I'm keeping keeping them there to see how long they're going to last there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't eat those fruits. Because these fruits and vegetables that they bring in from those places
It's true.
is all preserved
Yeah.
with chemical to grow them for the businessman only studying how to make money.
Exactly.
He's studying you.
Yeah.
And so I don't eat those things.
So you try to eat as much
So
local.
I eat every morning. I find local fruits. The star fruit. The only thing I buy from the supermarket is an orange and a banana.
Yeah.
And I always, so I have an orange first, and I eat a banana last. But the rest is either guava, whatever, soursop,
Fine.
Yeah.
sugar apple. And my God, I love it so that every morning I can find those 5 local fruits to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And when I finish eating my local fruits, I don't feel like eating anything again. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, when they serve the lunch at the same thing, they serve a little soup around after they have the devotion at the center. Then they serve soup and then they go into their other activities. Soup or cereal. I like the cereal and so much the soup.
Yeah.
But I take it for courtesy,
Yes.
Yeah.
you know, and
So-
it's healthy.
So what do you do now with your free time?
All kind of thing. Didn't you pass me by my garden?
Yeah.
the other
Yeah.
afternoon?
Yeah.
What you think I was doing? I was planting guava slips,
Uh-huh.
sugar apple slips. I have coconut. You have any coconut slips around? I need 1 or
No.
2 more. If you find some around, I'll be happy.
Oh,
No
to
problem.
yeah.
One
No
or
problem.
two.
Yeah.
You know, just to fill in certain areas
Yeah. Yes.
because there's where I want
Yes,
to
when we
have-
drove down, we saw the whole cliff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
that part.
where you saw me
Yeah.
is where that was my brother's Benish property that he inherited after my parents.
Okay.
That it took me over 50 years in court getting that property out there straightened
Wow.
so that my siblings can have, their children can have their portion to
Yes.
do what they want to do.
Yeah.
It took me over 50 years.
Wow.
That's a
It
long
sounds
time.
like a joke.
That's a long time.
And paying a lot of money.
Yeah. What you probably talk. What makes you so persistent? With everything you do, I notice you're always persistent. What makes you so persistent?
God make me so. For you to be successful, you have to know what you want and where you want to go.
Yeah.
You know? Nothing means nothing to me to that extent.
Yeah.
I had Rosemary Lane, where Chantel built that house, all the way back to the road on the other side. I bought that when I was working in Curacao. And today, I don't own any of it. I divide it in lots, and I give my nieces and nephews. The last lot I had, I give to Errol Bryce. You know Errol Bryce?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's my great nephew. The last lot I had, I give to him.
Wow.
I sell it.
Give.
And I ain't even
Beautiful.
no money. I ain't even no money in the bank for nobody to spend.
Yes. Yeah.
You hear what I tell you?
What does family mean to you?
Family has been my life.
Yeah.
My life. My nieces and nephews. I took care of all of them. They all mean, and that's why you can only hear who he was when he lay out in a box. Then you'll hear all how he was and who he was.
Yeah.
I never, all that I had, I give. I give.
Yeah.
I ain't bring nothing, and I ain't gonna carry nothing.
That's true.
And I told them, I want to be buried in a pajama. For God's sake, it's a sleep. And if you're going to sleep in the night, you don't put on no suit and tie
Yeah.
and jacket. You put on a pajama.
Yeah.
And I have my pajamas for years that I can still change and say, well, when I die, I tell them a pajama and a white towel over my arm. And I satisfy.
Wow.
I want a green casket, and I talked with Junie Grant a couple of weeks ago about making my casket, and I wanted painting green.
Yeah.
So when he finished it, I want it nicely bed inside so I can be comfortable.
Yes.
And that's my
Yeah.
wish.
Yeah.
And the feel. And I want a nice, I was impressed from a child at church when the pastor used to show these still slides.
Yeah.
He will give the sermon, but keep showing these slides with heaven, the city, the animals, the
Yeah.
children on the lawn with Jesus. And I always, as from a child, saying, I would like a nice lawn like that.
Yeah.
And from small. So what you see out there isn't something that just fancy come. It was what embedded in me from a child.
Yeah.
And so that's how I live my life.
Yes.
So the bars out there don't mean nothing to me. And I don't go around eating anything. I'm very particular with what I eat.
Yeah.
And so I don't have no problem.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't have no doctor pills to take,
Blessing.
no doctor appointment. If you see me going into the hospital, and because I'm going
Just to check.
to check.
Yeah.
I don't have no headaches, no pain, no. I had a problem, and it's nice to tell this problem. When I was a boy, they had lots of manganiel trees down the bay. I don't know if you know the manganiel.
No.
Well,
Oh, okay.
a dangerous tree. And I can maybe take you all and show you this tree. And which is dangerous. And I was to talk to Stinapa. But I ain't had a chance. You know, as you get older, I don't have this time to run around
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I have to be careful now with my steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a dangerous tree. When I was a boy, they used to have baptisms on Sunday morning, and I must was 7, 8 years around that. I was very young. And they went for this baptism, and this manganiel tree bears like a little fruit, like a guava. So the girls pick up this guava, the bigger ones, pick up this thing and tell me, look, a guava. So I bite it.
Yeah.
Then observe, and when they really observe now that I had it, it's because it done messed me up. And that Sunday, I had stoppage in the water. We had a doctor from Suriname, Dr. Lublik, and he attended to me all day.
Wow.
All day. All day.
What was the effect of it?
Vomiting. And so it went into the system and give me stoppage in the water.
Wow.
So now he had to pass the slang in order to get the urine
Yeah.
out. And doing that so often, it messed the passage up. And from that age, I was going to doctor all my life for stoppage in the water.
Wow.
And I went to the States. I was sitting with Daryl Duggan's daughter, Lorna.
Yeah.
You know Lorna.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sitting on the plane with her, we're going to the States. And I can't urinate, but I don't want to tell her because that time her father was getting down sick. And we can hear. So I didn't want to annoy her with my sickness.
Yeah.
She was shocked because when I got land now off the plane, my nieces came to pick me up. And I told them I have to get to a hospital right away. So they said, we're going to call Tanti. And my sister was working at Mount Sinai Hospital. She worked there for years, 40 odd years.
Yeah.
And so when she called, she said, don't move yet. She called one of the doctors that she was familiar with, and he tell her to tell me come home. He'll talk with me. So I went home. He talked with me, and then he tell me to go straight to the hospital, and they kept me there.
Yeah.
And so he operated on me. And get to find out, and this was now I'm old,
Yeah.
you know, and he operated on me, and I was going all the time. I came home here every month. I got to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
They send me Curacao. They send me St. Martin. They sent me all over the place. And when I went the last time, Dr. Odongo said to me, he said, he watching me. He said, I don't know what next to do. And then he turned back and he said to me, you know what? We're getting some good results from Colombia.
Yeah.
Let's try Colombia.
Yeah.
And he sent me Colombia. I went November. They operated December, late December. And I had a niece. She passed now.
Yeah.
But she was head of the men's ward in Curacao
Yeah.
at the hospital. And she went with me. And every step I make, she was with me. And they operated on me in Colombia.
Yeah.
And when they operated, I came home. I spent the Christmas. I came home for the New Year's. And when I left, the doctor said to me, make sure, tell them that you have to be back here for the 7th of March. And I told them, March, February.
Yeah.
And I went back the 7th of February to Colombia. And when I went back, the call to the hotel to tell them to tell me that the next morning I must be at the hospital. But drink from 6 o'clock, drink, keep drinking. Now you can imagine.
Yeah.
I drinking. And the more you drink, the more you want to use
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
And the distance to the hospital, you got to run, going,
Yeah.
and you're there sitting down every minute you go into the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Yeah.
So, but the doctors know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So when I went in now, my time now to go into the doctor, and I got into the doctor. As I opened the door to go in, my niece is with me. I said, no, she wasn't with me. I said, hurry, I'm going to pee myself.
Yeah.
But they had like a thing in the floor.
Yeah.
So they said, no problem, no problem. PD.
Yeah.
PD. But the doctors and the nurses over there, and I hear.
Yeah.
And they said, don't let it had like a hole in the center, like
Yeah.
a bad panel.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they said, let the urine hit on the side. And man, when that urine spout and it hit, blam, the laugh, the clap, their hands, perfect.
Yeah.
I never had a problem from then to now.
Wow.
You hear what I tell
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
And this was in 1996.
Yeah. Wow.
And where we is now.
Yeah.
I never had a problem from then until now.
Almost 30 years now.
And,
Yeah.
and if I had got married, I wouldn't have been able to have children because the doctor in the States operated on that and he took out what I would have had
Wow.
to have children. I wouldn't have. So I don't regret anything.
Yeah.
I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I'm happy. God has been with me. So you can say what you want and you can say what you want about, but my God knows me.
Yes.
You
And
have
I'm no saint.
Yeah.
I'm no saint. For all have sinned and come short. So I am thankful.
Yes.
You have a very special friend. Before we close off, you have a dog that you always have with you. How, when I see the dog is always with you, how was the connection like?
He's my dog. He's my dog. And if I tell him, come, we're going, he'll come. And if I tell him he's not going, he'll just go and lie down.
Very
And
understanding.
I
Yes.
speak with him like I speak with both of you.
Yeah.
And he understands.
Yeah.
He understands. If I said go, he go. If I said no, it's no.
Yeah.
If I put his food, I said, we have breakfast together. I'll put his food, he'll eat, and I will sit down and eat my fruit. And when he finish, he'll just walk off and lie down.
Yeah, it's a
watch me.
beautiful connection.
Yes,
But yeah.
very nice dog.
Mr. Berkel, we want to thank you so much for sitting down with us and having this conversation. It was very much, I learned a lot.
Very much so.
Yeah, usually when I see you, I always conversate and talk to you because I'm on this journey to always learn as much as possible about Stacia and what all has happened. So I want to thank you very much for doing this for us. I know the community also will appreciate this. And like I say here on the talk, Jackal Imagery, capture the moment, watch it forever. See you guys in the next episode.
Bless.
Bless.